What are we talking about, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Robbie in the back with a react. This is going to be coming from Hello Yasin. DaBaby makes it impossible to like him. I know little baby, he sometimes can be, a bit animated and stuff like that. Funny enough, his birthday is the day before mine, so take what you will with that. But yeah, let's see what's going on with him. You know what I'm saying? Let's not waste no time. Let's get to it.
What's popping, y'all? DaBaby just had to get into some sort of a controversy with after coming back from a massive cancellation and his first hit song in years that I have been in full support of. I've been a part of the DaBaby agenda, the baby over little baby agenda for quite a while. And this all started the other day.
Hey, Rocky, hey, stay out of the way.
So what happened here is an artist had painted a portrait of DaBaby's daughters for him and wanted to give it to him as a gift. And DaBaby took a look at it and just walked off. Didn't say a word or anything. People felt that this was rude. This started spreading across social media, etc. And then the guy who made it, Be White Creations, he would post and say, here's the viral painting, guys. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But hey, shout out to DaBaby and his beautiful family. God bless. And then he would go on. And DaBaby, he would react to this in a video clip as well as an Instagram post.
And another thing too, man, is y'all starting to get on my motherfucking nerves. Talking about Buddy with this painting of my two of my daughters that he presented to me outside of a nightclub or whatever. First and foremost, I'm not the type of father that I'm not into, like, grown men discussing my daughters, painting pictures of my daughters, taking pictures of my kids. I don't play like that. If you play like that, to each his own. You see what I'm saying? Like, more power to you. Send a picture of your daughters, let them paint them, and then show them some appreciation. Number two, I'm not accepting no painting of my daughters outside of a nightclub. Number three, you see what I'm saying? You feel a way about, the principles I stand on with my kids and how far I go to protect them. That ain't none of my concern. Be more grateful to it. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in there and I'm going to give my thoughts on that. I can see what he's saying. I see both sides. It's like, okay, we do live in a very weird world. Now, I don't think that the artist had any ill intent because I am an artist. I paint. But as far as with DaBaby, I mean, I can understand, him being a father and wanting to protect his kids. Timing, man. It's all about timing. That is not the spot to give out no painting at no nightclub. He's moving around. He's got things to do. Like, timing was just not. If you was at an art show and he was walking through and you did that, you might still get the same energy because it's his daughters and he ain't really with that. But you would have just been better off just painting something like that. I don't even know, because now that he said that, like the whole daughter thing, now it kind of got me thinking, like, damn, what I want. I don't have no daughters, but it's like, unless I commissioned you to do that, you feel me? And I like really know you and rock with you. I mean, I can kind of, it's weird, man. It's weird because as an artist, you don't be thinking like that into it. You just, we just are free thinking like, oh, I want to, paint this, give this to him. You know what I'm saying?
This had a lot of people scratching their heads. It really had me scratching my head. And he would follow it up with a post saying, you still got my daughters on your page as a grown man after I made it clear I ain't comfortable with that. Steady playing for this online attention. We know DaBaby does not play. He's probably going to chase this guy down with this security and they're going to play a slip and slide in the in the bowling alley like he did with his baby mama's brother. So when God put me back in front of you, I'm going to show you how serious I am about my daughters. Best advice I can give you. Get my children off your page and keep doing what you gifted at doing. Using my kids ain't the route to go if you want to go viral. That's the route to go if you want to get hurt. This a father talking, not a rapper. Oh my goodness. This is how you know. I think this is the biggest indication of a sick, demented, perverted.
I would also say too, what I'm starting to understand as an artist and a creator myself, I'm not too beat to, be friends with people who are in that stratosphere. Honestly, I can give two shits. You feel me? I'm me. You know better than me, and I'm no better than you. We both bleed. We both humans. We both got pushed out of our mothers or whatever. And we both got an expiration date. We both got to leave this planet. So what do I look like worshiping you or anything like that? Now, I did do a portrait of Lil Wayne, but that was a commission. Somebody commissioned me. They wanted me to paint that. You feel me? Like, I don't care to paint celebrities or anything like that for real, because they get enough attention any damn way. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of glad that we do live in a day and age now where everything is so exposed. So these people can be brought down a notch. You feel me? Like, you not all that. Your shit stinks too.
Society is when the first thought of DaBaby, and a lot of people followed him after he said this, is that this guy drew your daughters to give them to you, and he's a weirdo for doing that. It's like, wait, what? Like, do these people not even see? Do you think that is the behavior of a guy that's a creep? A creep is never going to let you know. They're going to be hiding. They don't want to be in public. It's just... and not even a creep, like somebody, and this is why I say, I'll get to this a little bit later. But my point here is that, number one, I could understand this if DaBaby didn't post his kids to the internet. DaBaby posts his kids to the internet. So he's talking about, I'm not playing about my daughters. I'm not, respecting my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, if you put your daughters on the internet, my nigga, you got to understand, when you post something on social media, you don't own that. Okay? The entire space owns that or has access to it. Now, if you don't want certain people accessing it, that's why you have it set to private. But even then, it could still slip through the cracks and end up, on TMZ somewhere or on some blog site. But if you post them on the internet, what the hell do you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't post them then.
He puts his daughters on social media in front of millions of people, subjected to millions of people. This is why, my whole philosophy is keep your kids off the internet. Am I going to tell people to do that? No, I'm not going to prescribe to people what they should do.
Keep them off the internet.
You'd be shocked at how weird, and I'm talking about the level of perversion is sky high, and people are putting their kids out there is insane. So random guys are constantly seeing photos of DaBaby's real kids and doing God knows what, right? Like think about it. If 1 million people are seeing it, 1 in a million is already enough to be disturbing. But that's not, happening to him in person. And some people were saying, well, he didn't consent to it. Like, are you being serious right now? How is he going to consent to it? Is the person going to ask him, oh no, he should only draw, it's okay if, and then this is the thing, he says, oh, a grown man. So if it was a woman drawing his daughters, would that be okay? And this is the irony about it, is what have we seen countless dozens of headlines for in the past couple of years? Has it been male teachers with young female students? And by young, we're talking middle school, or is it middle school female teachers with middle school boys getting arrested left and right? So really, statistically speaking, from what we've seen, he should be more scared if it's a female that's doing something like this. Not to a female, not to a daughter, but let's say a son or something of that nature. Another influencer would reply. This guy was a basketball player at a point in time, I believe a college basketball player and also an NBA 2K creator. And he would say, I probably would have never realized how weird something like this is until I had kids of my own. I don't give a F how talented you are. No grown man. And this is another thing that they go after. No grown man. There is this notion that even despite all of the headlines we're seeing, all of the arrests, not just headlines, not just accusations, arrests we are seeing of female teachers behaving committing crimes with underage boys, that they just keep saying grown man. At least say grown person. But this is why these people are not thinking logically. They're not. No grown man should be painting pictures of my kids, let alone my daughter. To each their own, though, I guess. And this is another thing, let alone my daughter. Oh, there are a lot of young male victims. We're seeing this. It's everywhere. And I'm in a complete agreement with this guy if he doesn't have his kids on social media. If you have your kids on social media, you are consenting to them being in the public eye. It's like saying, I can't believe this person took a photo. Well, I think a photo is a little bit different. For example, paparazzi. Paparazzi are constantly taking photos of celebrities' kids. Well, while they're with the celebrity too. And that's because they're out in public. Same thing. When you post your kids on social media, there's this big terms and conditions. But this is the thing. Somebody like DaBaby, he's impulsive, he's dumb, and he's very hard to like. That's why I say I love DaBaby's music. I love DaBaby's work ethic. And that's why I wanted to see him win. And he's winning right now, which is great. But if you think DaBaby is going to, can rub two atoms together in his brain to, spark up some fire, he cannot, unless it has to do something with bars. And Charleston White would react.
That's crazy, man, because you could just see in his face, he thought that DaBaby was going to be extremely excited for that. And no, then you can just see where he tried to kind of ooh, man, I thought he didn't give no emotion to that at all. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I can understand to an extent. It's okay, but then at the same time, you put your daughters on the internet. If you really don't want nobody painting your daughters or picture, then don't bring them out then. You know what I'm saying? Don't have them around you. If you're going to be moving around, just, put on a mask, move in disguise. You're a public figure. This is what comes with the territory. Don't post them on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
To this, because this guy that's the artist is somewhat related to Charleston.
Shout out to Be White Creations. And I just want to say, I never really liked DaBaby. I just never really liked DaBaby. I ain't really into his music. I remember he was coming through Fort Worth. And the reason I ain't never liked DaBaby, because I first seen him in Austin, Texas, walking around naked with a pamper on as a grown man. So I don't like a grown man with the name DaBaby, no way. But the guy who drew the picture for him is my second cousin. His name is B. White. He runs an art studio called Be White Creations. Very reputable guy. Every celebrity, and I mean every celebrity who have come through the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Be White Creations have drawn a picture for. He's very popular. He's drawn pictures for everybody. He don't ask for no money. He does this, and he's very creative. He does this on wood. So he does this on wood. So he's drawn this for me. He draw this on wood canvas. So he draws this on wood canvas. He draws this on wood canvas. BeWhiteCreations.com. So this just not no pervert guy. This just not no pervert guy that's drawing pictures of DaBaby's daughter. This is a guy who, if he admire you, he's drawn pictures for everybody. He's drawn this for me. He's drawn a picture of me and my kids right now. He's drawn a picture of my daughter. He drew pictures of my wife. He drew pictures of my girlfriends. So this guy does a lot of art. So for DaBaby to get on there, man, I don't want no, you post your kids. You brag about mistreating women for your daughters to hear. Now, man, these just come up with all. See, the rap suck each other deep. And I wish I would see any one of these try. That's why I can't wait. I be waiting for one of these hoes to confront me. See, these rap suck each other. Let me just say this. When God put us in this position, all our man did was, out of gratitude, admiration, respect, and love, brought a picture to you. And because God done lifted you up, these people look up to you, they admire you, and sometimes they idolize us. They idolize.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the problem. You are not supposed to be idolizing anybody. Hell, I don't want nobody idolizing me. You can support me, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to my channel, get my thoughts and stuff on these videos that I react to, but I don't want you to idolize me or worship me, none of that. You know what I'm saying? If you see me in public, I'll say what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cold shoulder you or nothing like that, but don't worship me, man. And don't worship anybody. These are human beings, okay? They all got to go one day. These people that be on the internet, it's a different persona. You know what I'm saying? It's for the cameras and stuff like that for a lot of these people. Like me, I'm not one of them though, And that's one thing I like about doing this type of shit is that you can really be authentic and be yourself. I don't got to put on no act or anything like that.
There's so much what they want to draw things for and give us something. The Bible says if you give a prophet a cup of water.
Oh, y'all, I got
So if a
food in the
man
mic.
respects you, he admires you, he sees you in a prophet kind of realm. Come to give you a gift out of love, admiration, and respect, and you reject.
So to be honest, I think Charleston White is cooking here. And this is why I've said this a couple of different times. Like, yo, all that, the best thing you can do, like, prevention is the best medicine. Because now there's at least one person in this world, where there were probably none before, that think that this guy's weird in some way because of how this narrative is being painted. So what is the best thing to do? Stay away from kids, especially if you're a man. Don't coach no kids' teams. Don't coach no little leagues. Don't do no big brother. Don't be a teacher. F them kids. Because, like, this is the thing. Like, this guy, he had good intentions. He went through hard labor this is something that he gets paid for. He went through labor to do this and to give it as a gift. And what does he get painted with? Oh, yeah, you're weird. And it just takes one situation like that. So, yeah, you might think, like, man, these poor kids, they need some guidance. F them kids. They can go through whatever pipeline they end up going through. You need to protect your own reputation, which is to never interact or do anything, like anything of the sort, message, reply to anybody under the age of 18. That's it. Because it's so easy to get painted like this in the most ridiculous ways possible.
I can see, yeah, like, and you would hate for it to be like that because, and not to put this in the universe, but now just imagine if, you know what I mean, it were a situation where DaBaby, you know what I mean, was trying to save his daughters. And this guy here was the vessel needed. Like, let's just say DaBaby knew he was out, but this guy could at least save his daughters. You know what I'm saying? But because you came at him like that, he probably didn't know. You see what I'm saying? And so just like, like when you look at it in those type of through that lens, it's like, damn, again, I understand, you want to protect your kids and all of that, you know what I'm saying? But if you gonna go to those extremes, then you don't need to be posting them on the internet. We don't need to see you in public with them. You need to have them wearing, fully clothed where nobody, if you want to protect your kids, which I have no issue with that. But yeah, man.
Possible, like we're seeing with this DaBaby situation. Like, this guy's trying to make it seem like this guy's a weirdo. Like, it's understandable you don't want to take it, but you didn't need to respond to this situation. You could have just kept it pushing. Everybody already thinks you're an a-hole, DaBaby. Well, you are an a-hole. Like, do we remember the private jet incident? Do we remember DaBaby, the private jet incident where he was like insulting a lady for her hair? That was one of the people working on the private jet. Do we remember him smacking a female? Like, let's be real here. DaBaby's a complete a-hole. And we already understand that. So he could have just kept this pushing instead of trying to like gaslight the public and label this guy a weirdo. And then some people are like, well, like he's kind of got a point. It's kind of weird that he did that when that didn't even cross the guy's mind. It's like certain things that like people think is like gay in American culture.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I'm getting sick of that now. It's like any and everything that people do now has to be labeled weird or sus and all this. And it's like, yo, man, we have gotten went so far off the edge in life that God just needs to come back here and cook this place. You know what I'm saying? He needs to just come cook this whole place and we start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? I would go as far as to say human beings need to have their intelligence capped. Only thing we need to know how to do is eat, sleep, and shit. That's it. We don't need to be doing all this other extra stuff because when human beings get to thinking too much, they start doing other shit. They start crashing out. And I've said this before, human beings are going to think themselves out of existence. It's already happening.
In other cultures, they're not even thinking about it like that. But they do in the US. They do here. So I just think that this whole situation was blown completely out of proportion. And like I said, the prescription, the only advice that I would give is, to avoid this at all costs. And it's sad and it's unfortunate. But hey, listen, this is the last thing you want to be painted as. Especially you got like pred catches. The sensitivity to this is at an all-time high, but for some reason, like the grown women, quote unquote, are just getting away with it, and the stigma is still just on like, yo, grown man is the person that's perpetrating this, which they are, but there's
That's gonna be the end of the video. I'll say this in closing: he's an artist. That's obvious. You know what I'm saying? He does this for a living, so it's not like he's doing this with the intent to do anything weird or anything like that. That's not obviously his angle where he was coming from. You know, he saw an opportunity. I'm going to be near DaBaby. Let me present him with this art. And, you know, hopefully he takes it or he appreciates it. But you just basically gave him the cold shoulder. And this is how you know that this whole Zodiac stuff is bullshit. Because, like I said, his birthday is the day before mine. And I wouldn't act like that. I'd be like, oh, you know, that's tough. You know, that's tough. You know, like, here, send me a DM and we'll discuss it. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk or whatever. You know what I mean? And you can handle it that way. You know, be a professional about it. You don't have to do that. You know, do it like that. It's just weird, man. But me, like I said, I'm not painting no celebrity. I'll be cool. Like, I'll be cool with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you know, I know such and such. But painting them, no. I'm not doing none of that. I don't want to give them the satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nobody thinking that they better than me or I'm better than them. We are on equal playing fields. Okay? You are a human being. And somebody gave you your money. Okay? So you're not about to sit up here and play with me like that. Like you're better than me. No, absolutely not. But I'll be sure to link this video in case y'all want to go check out some more of his videos. Go support him. If you made it this far into my video, I appreciate it. Make sure you chin check the like button, take the subway, and sound off in the comments section until security kicks y'all asses out. That being said, it's your boy Robbie. Until the next video, I'm out of here.